This is A Square Maths Made Easy Academy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now we are continuing with the rest of the parts, which is part 14 of calculations in calculus. Now in my last video, I stopped at part 13, question number 65. So today we are continuing with question number 66. Can we move ahead? Now watch. The question says, evaluate integral of dx all over 3 minus 5x all squared, bounded by upper limit to lower limit is what? 1. Now these are the options. Now can we trash this question? Number 66. Now watch. We are asked to evaluate integral of dx all over 3 minus 5x all squared, bounded by upper limit to lower limit what? 1. Now what you are going to ask yourself is this. What type of integration is this? It is called definite integration, because it has an upper limit value and lower what? Limit value. Now I want you to observe something here. We are going to use two methods in solving this, and the answer must still give us the same thing. When you are given this kind of problem, now the first thing you are going to do, look up now, is to know if we differentiate what? X at the base, it will disappear. And if that should disappear, it means that this particular problem can go by integration by substitution. Can you observe here is 3? If you are asked to differentiate 3, it's already 0. Then differentiate minus 5x, it will give you minus what? 5. Can you see that x has what? Disappeared. So I'm going to use shortcut method to solve this problem number 1. Then after that, I will now use what we call integration by substitution what? Method. For those that are going to write a theorem question. But meanwhile, what we are going to do now is to have integral. I will take this value up so that it becomes integral of 3 minus 5x in bracket raised to the power of minus 2 according to the law of what? Indices under dx, bounded by upper limit and what? Lower limit. Upper limit is 2, lower limit is 1. So what do we do? All you need to do, introduce this as over. I'm using shortcut now. Then differentiate 3 minus 5x. You know, if you are differentiating 3, it's already 0. Then if you differentiate minus 5x, it will give you minus 5. That's the first thing you introduce here. How is it minus 5? Watch. Minus 5x, this is invisible what? 1. Then according to the rule of differentiation, consider the power. What's the power? 1. Then multiply. Repeat the question. Minus 5x raised to power 1 and introduce minus 1 to the power. That's the law of differentiation. Do you know why I'm differentiating? Because integration by substitution method comprises integration and differentiation. Then let's continue. 1 times minus 5 will give me minus what? 5. 5 what? X. 1 minus 5 is 0. Then obey the law of indices. Anything raised to power 0 is 1, right? 1 times minus 5 will give you what? Minus 5. Then that is why we got this minus 5. Then to the power, under the general formula, they say introduce plus 1 to the power. That is the rule of integration. And you now go down and still bring the power down to the denominator, which is minus 2 plus what? 1. I am done with what we call shortcuts. Then can we progress now? What do you think that will happen here? This integral symbol will disappear. The x will what? Disappear. What is remaining? 3 minus 5 what? X. Close the bracket. Minus 2 plus 1 will give you minus 1, right? Then all over. This is minus 5, right? Open bracket. Same thing, minus 2 plus 1 will give you minus 1. Close the bracket. Bounded by upper limit is 2. Lower limit is what? Down. Which is 1. Am I communicating? Now what do you think that will happen here? Minus 5 times minus 1. The minus will disappear. 5 times 1 will give you what? 5. And because this power here, the numerator is minus, so all this value will go down. I will now say 1 all over I see this is already 5. Are you with me? Because the minus have disappeared. Then open the bracket. This one will go down, which is 3 minus 5 what? X raised to the power of 1. Am I communicating? Then bounded by what is upper limit 2, what is lower limit 1. Can you observe that freely we can get the difference between upper limit and lower what limit? Can we substitute? Anywhere we see x to the upper limit, remove x and introduce what? 2. So that I'll be having, watch, 1 over, this is 5, right? Open bracket. I have with me 3 minus 5. X is already 1, right? 5 times 1 will give me 5. Close the bracket. Then I will now move again, take the difference to lower limit. Then x to lower limit is 1. I will still substitute. Have 1 all over, what is here? 5 bracket. Then this is 3, right? Then minus. I'll go back to this upper limit value. Look up. That value is not 1. It is what? 2. So please go down again to the lower upper limit value. I take it again. 1, then all over 5, right? Open the bracket. What is here? 3. Then minus. X to upper limit is 2. I will now say 5 times 2 will give me what? 10. I beg your pardon. Then take the different minus. X to lower limit is 1, right? I will have with me 1 all over. What is here? 5. Open bracket. We have what? 3 minus. X to lower limit is what? 1. Then 5 times 1 will give me 5. Close the bracket. Can we move ahead? Now, do you know that this thing is now 1 all over? I have with me 5 here, right? Open the bracket. What is 3 minus 10? It will give me minus what? 7. Close the word bracket. Then minus. This is 1 all over 5, right? Open the word bracket. What is 3 minus 5? It will give me minus 2. Close the word bracket. Are you with me now? So what do you think that will happen here? Watch. I have 1 over 5. I have 1 over 5 to make it easy. Factor 1 over 5 out and open the bracket. What do you think that is remaining? 1 over minus 7. Then here again is minus minus will give me plus. It remains 1 over 2. Close the bracket. Remember, I factored there is 1 over 5, there is 1 over 2. Make it easy than taking a big number. So what do you think that I will do? 1 over 5, right? Then open. What is the LCM? The minus will move up. 7 times 2 will give me what? 14. Are you with me? Then 14 over 7 is what? 2. Is minus 2. Then minus 2 times 1 will give me minus 2. Then plus. 14 over what? 2 will give me what? 7. 7 times 1 will give me what? 7. So something is about to happen. Can we say that this is 1 over 5, right? Open the word bracket. Minus 2 plus 7 will give me 5, right? All over what? 14. Then watch. 5 will cancel 5. What is the final answer? 1 over what? 14. Now, do we have 1 over 14 in the option? Yes. It is option what? D. Are you with me? So let's move. That is all. Now, I don't want to use the general formula to solve, the shortcut. Let me use the main formula, which is integration by substitution, and know whether we can still get the same word answer. Do you understand? Now, what do we do? Watch. Remember that we have already converted this number and consider something like this. Remember, it is the same thing like this, right? I will now say using integration by substitution method. By what? Substitution what? Method. What do you do? Look at the principle. Consider the base as u and differentiate. So we now say let u be the base. What's the base? 3 minus 5 what? X. Now I want to differentiate u with respect to what? X. It will now give me du all over what? Dx. Are you with me? Then differentiate 3 is already 0. It's a constant. Then differentiate minus 5x. It will give you minus 5. Call this over 1. Then the next thing is to cross what? Multiply. Dx times minus 5 will give me minus 5 what? Dx. Then equal to du times 1 will give me what? Du. Can you see that freely I can make the x subject of the word formula? You divide by the coefficient minus 5 over minus 5 so that this will cancel this. Can you see that the x now alone is now du all over minus 5? Have I made myself clear? Then if that has been ascertained, the next thing is to go back to the question. The question is integral of what? Do you know this? This is already u. What is u? What is 3x minus 5x is already u. I will now say u raised to the power of minus 2. Are you with me? Then the word x. We have made the x subject to the formula. What's the value? The u all over minus 5. So can we integrate? But first of all, factor this minus 5 outside so that it becomes 1 over minus 5. Left with integral of what? U raised to the power minus 2 under what? Du. Don't forget the upper limit 2, lower limit 1, upper limit 2, lower limit 1. Then finally integrate u raised to the power of minus 2 using the general word formula. Then I will now encounter minus 1 over 5 because it's the same thing. Then open the bracket, integrate this. U raised to the power minus 2, the Lord say add plus 1. And bring the power down to the denominator. Are you with me? Minus 2 plus 1. Then after that, bounded, what is upper limit? 2. What is lower limit? 1. Then we can now have minus 1 over 5. Are you with me? Bounded. Do we know the value of u? U is this already, which is 3 minus 5 what? X. Are you where? Are you there? Close the bracket. Minus 2 plus 1 will give me minus 1. Then the same thing over minus 1. Are you with me? Then bounded by 2 and what? 1. Factor this out. Minus will cancel minus. So it will remain 1 over 5. Then bounded, what is it? 3 minus. It will go down. Do you know why it's going down? Because of the negative word power, according to a lot of indices. So what remains at the numerator is 1 over. Right, this one is 3 minus 5. Are you there? Then open and close the bracket. Raised to the power of 1, which is the same thing like this. Then bounded by upper limit 2, lower limit what? 1. Can you see that we're almost getting to where we are going? So let's continue. What is the next thing I want you to watch? The next thing now is to work it out. This is already 1 over 5, right? Then open the bracket. Get the difference between upper limit and lower limit. Now, x to upper limit is 2. Can we substitute now? It will give me 1 over bracket 3, right? Minus. Then this is 5 times 2. Close the bracket. Then minus, that is the difference. X to the lower limit is what? 1. What will I write? 1 all over. Open bracket 3 minus 5 times what? 1. Close the bracket again and close. Are you with me? Then if you continue, you have 1 over 5. Open the bracket. This is 1, right? All over. Then watch. 5 times 2 will give us what? 10. It becomes 3 minus 10, which is minus what? 7. Then minus 1 all over. Now 5 times 1 is what? 5. Then remains 3 minus 5, which is minus what? 2. Close the bracket. Can you now see this is now 1 over 5, right? Open the bracket. Now minus will go up because minus 1 over 7, right? Minus is plus. Then 1 over 2. Close the bracket and take the LCM. Take the what? LCM. Now remember, I'm using integration by substitution method. Can I say 1 over 5, right? Then open. What is the LCM? 7 times 2 will give you 14, right? I will now say 14 over 7 is what? 2. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Then I will add. 14 over 2 will give you what? 7. 7 times 1 is 7. Close the bracket. It will now become 1 over 5. Open. Now minus 2 plus 7 will give me 5 all over what? 14. Can you see that it is the same thing? 5 that up will cancel 5 down. What is remaining? 1 over 14. So which means the correct answer is option what? D. And that is what we call integration by what? Substitution method. Can we move to question number 67? Question number 67. Question number what? 67. Now watch, number 67. Look up. This is the question. Evaluate integral of 6x. Oh my goodness, 6 what? X. Then all over, what is here? Open bracket x minus 1. Then all squared under what? Dx. Now this is called a rational integration. Integral. And the rule of rational integration says differentiate the denominator first. Now if you differentiate it and it happens that the result of the denominator correspond with the value of the numerator, which means it can go by substitution. Are you with me now? But I want you to observe something logical here. Are you with me? If I differentiate x minus 1, it will give me 1, right? And 1 does not correspond with 6x. So it cannot go by that. What do? Use what we call integration by parts. Are you with me now? If you use what we call integration by parts, I believe that you get the answer. But there is one thing I taught you in my videos from part 1 to 13. Check it. I use what we call DI method. What did I say? DI what? Method. D means differentiation. I means what? Integration. Then after using DI method, which is a shortcut, I'll use what we call integration by parts. How is it DI method? Listen. The first thing we are going to do is to know whether this one will be differentiation and the denominator will be integration. This one will be differentiation. Do you know why? When we keep on differentiating 6x, there will be a time it will tend to what? 0. We will stop. But do you know that this is the same thing as integral of 6x, right? Open bracket x minus 1 raised to the power of minus 2 dx. Are they not the same thing? So give this one differentiation. Give this one what? Integration. So what is integration? X minus 1 raised to the power of minus 2. That is all. Then let's take it one after the other. Differentiate 6x. What is the answer? 6. I have taught you how to do it already. Then integrate this. What's the law? Add plus 1 here. Are you with me? Add what? Plus 1 here. Then still over what? Bring it down. Minus 2 plus what? 1. Do you know why? When we differentiate x inside the bracket, it will vanish. Then what is the answer now? If I've done it, what is the answer? X minus 1 in bracket. Minus 2 plus 1 will give me minus 1. All over what? Minus 1. Am I communicating? Do you know that this is the same thing as minus 1 will go up? Obey the law of indi6. This power minus 1 means 1 over the value. What is the value? X minus 1. I'm done with the integration. Then the differentiation again. Differentiate 6. What is the answer? 0. Then let's move to this one now. Integrate this. This is a quotient function, right? The law say differentiate the denominator. The denominator is x minus 1, right? If you differentiate x minus 1, it will give you what? 1. If you differentiate x. Y minus 1 is 0, throw it away. Can you see that the result, which is 1, has correspond with the value of the numerator, which is 1. So the integral of this, look at the law. I'll bring this minus. They call it ln of what? The denominator. And what's the denominator? X minus 1. Am I communicating? That is always when it corresponds. The answer is always ln of the denominator. And what's the denominator? Ln of what? X minus 1. Can you see that I am done with the integration? Because this one has turned to 0 already. So give this plus, give this minus, give this word plus. So we now multiply this like this in a slant way, like this, and that is all. We now say in summary, integral of what is here? 6x all over, talk to me, x minus 1 raised to the power of 2 under what? The x is now equal to. I will now say 6x times minus this. What will it give me? Minus 6 what? X. All over what? X minus 1. I am done with this. Am I communicating? Next one is to introduce minus out. Then, this one now, look up, times minus ln of this will give me minus 6. Ln of what? X minus 1. Then plus what? Plus what? C. That is all. Then minus will give me plus, right? So it becomes minus 6x all over x minus 1. Minus is plus, right? Then 6 ln what? Absolute value of x minus 1 plus c. And that is the final what? Answer. Can we check the question now? It cannot be this. It cannot be this. Wow, look at it. Minus 6x all over what? X minus 1 plus 6 ln absolute value of x minus 1 plus c. So the correct answer in the option is option what? C. Now I have already in my previous video taught you integration by parts. I want you to try it, so that we can move to question number 60 what? 8. Are you with me now? Question number what? 60 what? 8. Are you ready? Now watch this. Can I clean the board? Okay. Question number 68. Oh yeah, watch. Number 60 what? 8. Now what is the question talking about? I want you to watch. Look at number 60 what? 8. Evaluate integral of sine square of what? X under what? Dx. This is very simple. Now what I want you to do is to recall. We cannot integrate this unless we obey the rule of trigonometry first. So anytime you are given sine square of what? X. Don't forget, according to trigonometry, it is always this. Are you with me now? Watch. 1 minus cos 2x all over 2. That is what it means. So if that is justified, which means I'm removing this now and introduce this. Somebody may ask how. I will prove this when I'll be taking you a normal class under integration. Are you with me? By trigonometry. Can we move on? I will now say integral. Remove this and put this. What is it? 1 minus idea cos 2 what? X. Then all over 2 under what? Dx. So what do we do? Split it now. This is the same thing as integral of 1 over 2. Are you with me? Then minus. What is here? Then we have cos 2x still over 2. They are the same thing. In bracket what? Close. Under what? Dx. So let us integrate now, one after the other. This is a constant. Integrate a constant. Don't throw it away. You bring it back and multiply with the variable. Put here x. That is all. I'm done with this. So the next one now, look up. Are you with me now? Is to have minus here, right? Then what you do here is to integrate cos. Anytime you are asked to integrate cos, the answer is always sine. Always what? Sine. Then repeat these two words, x. Are you with me? All over this very particular 2. Open the brackets. And then differentiate 2x. It will give you 2. Close the bracket. Then finally plus what? C. Life goes on. So what do you think that will happen? 1 over 2x, right? Minus sine what? 2x. Then all over 2 times 2 will give you 4. Plus what? C. This could have been the final answer. But if you observe it, it is not in the option. It is not in the what? Option. Are you with me now? Now because it is not in the option, what do we do? I want you to watch. Oh my goodness. Watch. So you will now factorize. There is 1 over 2 can go, 2 can go. Bring down 1 over 2. Open the word bracket. What is remaining is x, right? Minus. What is here? Sine 2 what? X over 2 can go into this to give you 2. Close the word bracket. Then plus what? C. Do you have something like that in the option? It cannot be this. It cannot be this. It cannot be this. It cannot be that. Wow. So there is no answer in the option. I would have suggested to be this, but the wrong thing is stated there. It can't be cos. This is sine 2 what? X. Are you with me now? So this is exactly how to integrate it. So there is no answer in the word option. But if you look at the mindset, what they are really talking about is this option. But here is what? Sine 2x. Have I made myself clear? So that is question number 68. Can we now move to question number 69? We are almost rounding up. Question number 69. Then watch. Question number 69. Now look up. This is number 69. Watch. What is the question? Oh my goodness. Look up. Given that dy over dx is equal to y, comma, the question says find what? Y. Option A, alpha. Option A, alpha exponential x. Option B says 1 plus k. Option C says y squared over 2 plus k. Option D says y squared plus what? K. Now this is our integration problem. Do you know why? When a question starts with dy dx and they said find y, it means that we are expected to do what? Integrate. Can we go ahead? Solution. Now this is dy all over dx, right? Which is equal to y. The first thing is to separate it. Call this over 1 and cross multiply. Dy times 1 will give me what? Dy. This implies dy, right? Then equal to dx times y will give me y what? Dx. But it is not complete. Do you know why? Y we must go to y. X will go to y. So this is a hindrance now. So remove it. I will now divide everything by what? Y. I will now say dy all over y. Are you there? All over what? Y. Then equal to y dx all over what? Y. Y we cancel y. What do you think that is remaining? This thing is invisible 1, right? I will call it 1 over y dy, right? Then equal to what? Dx. I have separated it. Then integrate both sides of the equation. Put the symbol of integration, put the symbol of integration. Now this thing has become a rational word function. And the law says differentiate the denominator, which is y. If you differentiate y, it will give you what? 1. Does it correspond with the numerator? Yes. So what is the answer? Ln of the denominator, which is ln of y. Am I made myself clear? Ln of what? Y. Then equal to. Let's move to the right. Integrate the x. There is a constant, which is an invisible 1. If you integrate the x, it will give you x. Are you with me? How? This is integral of 1 dx. That's another way. So the law says bring the constant and multiply with the variable, which is what? X. And that is why 1 times x will give me what? X. If you are asked to integrate the u, the answer is what? U. Integrate the v, the answer is what? V. Integrate the y. Oh my goodness, the answer is still what? Y. Then remember to put arbitrary constant plus what? C. I'm always done. My target is to make y subject of the formula. When you are making y, take the exponential of the right hand side so that y will now be alone. I will now say exponential of what? X plus c. Now this could have been the final word answer, but I want you to observe something here. Are you with me? Then watch. What are we actually observing? Do you know that another way of writing y is, I will now say, exponential x times what? Exponential what? C. Do you know that even if somebody did not tell you that you must finish it up, you already know that your mind is going here. It doesn't relate with option B. It does not relate with option C. It does not relate with option D. So your mind should follow here. Do you agree with me? After doing this, we say let exponential C, which is the constant, be alpha. Then my y should be what? Exponential x times what? Alpha. So this implies that y should be exponential x times alpha will give you alpha exponential x, and that is the final what? Answer. Can you see that the correct answer is option what? A. Do you understand? That is all about number 69. Can we move to the last question, which is question number 70? And what is 70? Find the domain. Find the domain and range of f of x then equal to square root of x minus 4. Look at the options. A says bracket minus infinity comma 4, then block. Block means that 4 is a member. Then comma, then block 0 comma, then plus what? Infinity bracket. This option A. Then option B says block 4 comma plus what? Infinity bracket. We have what? Block 0 comma what? Infinity bracket. Option C says bracket minus infinity comma 4 bracket comma, then I have with me bracket 0 comma, then plus what? Infinity bracket. The last option, which is option D, says bracket 4 comma plus infinity bracket comma, are you there? Then bracket 0 comma, then plus what? Infinity. Now, do you know why I was able to introduce this question? Because somebody, one of my fans, asked this question. Sir, is there any shortcut of solving the domain? And I responded to him, yes, but I will treat it. And that is why I was able to generate this question. Now look up. Whenever you are given a root value, square root value, this is a root value, are you with me? And you are asked to find the domain and the range of this, it is very simple. It is very simple. Are you with me now? Now what is this? Share is minus 4. The conjugate of minus 4 should be plus 4. Are you with me now? That is the law. When x comes first, a number follows. Get the conjugate of that number. That is the starting point of what? Domain. So which means the conjugate of minus 4 is what? Plus 4. So which means the value of the domain starts from what? 4. With this, I can get the range, right? Anywhere I come across x here, remove it and introduce 4. It will give me square root of what is x? 4 minus 4. It will not give me square root of what? 0. And what is square root of 0? 0. So when the domain is 4, what is the range? 0. Then I will increase when x is what? 5. Anywhere I see 5x again, remove it and introduce 5. Then square root of what is x? 5 minus 4, which will give me square root of 5 minus 4 will give me 1, right? Square root of 1 is what? 1. With this, I am okay. Don't solve again. The more I increase, it will increase to 6, to 7. The word increase means it's tending to positive word infinity. While the range starts from 0, since it increases to 1, it means that also it is tending to positive word infinity. Can you see I have seen it? So which means my domain of f is now, the least value of the domain is 4. So use block, introduce 4, and it turns into positive infinity bracket. That is the word domain. Then I'll move to the range, arrow of f. Are you with me? So what do? The least value is 0, right? It will be a member, use block. Then tending to where? Positive word infinity. Do you understand? Now somebody may ask, what if I use x to be 3? If you plug 3 here, you will get square root of 3 minus 4, which will give you something that you don't like. 3 minus 4 will give you minus 1, right? Then which means square root of minus 1 does not what? Exist. So that is actually how to find it using shortcut method. Can we observe the options? Oh my goodness, this is block 4, comma, plus infinity, right? Then the range is what? Block 0, comma, what? Plus infinity. The correct answer in the option is option what? B. Gentlemen and ladies, I'm done with the questions. See you in my next video, part 15. But meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe. Hit on the notification bell. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share. And don't forget to like. This is A Square. See you. Bye.